the second year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
From the gun, here's Brissett.
And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. This is Hines, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Brissett. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funchess, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll toss it to Smith. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. They'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They go play action with Brissett. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. First down, and they'll try to run the option left. Able to slither by. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
At the 7-yard line.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Brissett sets to throw it. That ball caught by Funchess. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funchess with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming. Out of the gun, Brissett. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Up front, the struggles continue for this. Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hines, and they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine, I marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Now Brissett. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. They'll look to throw. Caught by Sanu. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 6 there on first. Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play wildcat quarterback for you as well.
26 Mike. I don't think you got it, son.
On second down, here's Smith. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking end zone for Jones. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 29-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, it's Gore. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Jamal Sheard on the stop.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll go option to the short side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked picked off at the 16. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And a little floater there is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield.
At the 50-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. On the delay, here's Hines. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Hines. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll throw now on the final play. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now.
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 57 yards. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Let's go, defense. Go. Let's go, defense. And here we go. Tight door. Tight door. Check.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
53, Mike. I know he ain't got it. Switch.
Now on 2nd and 13, Smith. And he fires one that's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Check nickel.
Catch made here by Campbell. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Check three.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. On first down, Hines. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They'll run with Mack. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett. Funchess has it complete. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Take 4, take 4.
On 3rd down, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose, and the Falcons grab it. He's at the 50, the 30, and a cut to the right and some open field here. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. Oh, what a juke into space. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
24-yard gain on the play.
And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Let's go. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. 61. Let's go. Right. Let's go. Let's go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking deep for Julio. That incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes.
Slam, slam, slam. Let's go. Grab on. 53. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Gore. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Mike 53. Come on. Mike 53. 53. Mike. Check.
He'll drop to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. The sack by Marcus Hunt.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. They'll look to throw here. He's airing it out for Sanu. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They're going to look to throw. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 3.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL,
he's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Marcus Hunt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Back to throw. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. He lost 6 there on the 1st down play.
At the 13-yard line.
2nd and 13. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Now back to throw. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. H3, 22, come. Wide, get wide. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. On the move, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Hunt, and this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand. A breakdown by the O-line at the worst possible time. 4th and goal, and it leads to a sack.
And I can just see it now. On the sidelines, they're telling the quarterback, you've got to get rid of it somehow, some way. At least get it in the end zone and give us a chance. If we throw an interception, so what? A sack? We didn't even have a chance.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys.
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They run with Hines. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's go now. 59. Hey, come on. 59. Strip the ball. Strip it up.
Brissett now, fighting through pressure. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said,
the Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just